You're listening to the podcast where we talk about life, sports, family, and everything in between. Welcome to Just Talking Out Loud with your hosts, Ron and Terry.
Hello and welcome to the show. I'm Ron.
And I'm Terry.
And we are very happy to have you along with us as we continue our podcasting journey. Is that what that's a good podcasting journey. For those of you that stuck with us, we appreciate that. Don't forget to share us now. You know, we're very shareable. We're going to talk about a couple things today. We're going to talk about when you're in this kind of mood, you spend more money. We're also going to talk about normal routines and habits and where we fall in line. We're going to do that survey first. And then we're going to talk about dog walking and injuries. Have you ever, you've taken Rigby?
Rigby's saw a cat and I didn't see it and he drug me right through someone's yard.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest things they were talking about is how...
He's stronger than me. I don't know.
It depends on the dog itself. Obviously, that's a big...
I mean, you've seen him go after the UPS man. He shakes the whole thing. He can't be on the runner because it's attached to our, what do you call that? Our portico down there. And it'll pull the whole, he could pull the whole thing. The whole thing moves when he goes after the UPS or the FedEx truck.
I'm not even sure if Mila came over for a visit. That's our son's dog. It's a brand new dog. And I'm not sure she'll be able to be on it once she gets bigger because she's a little rambunctious. She's not like Anika. Anika just kind of walked.
Anika was older as they get older. I mean, Rigby quit chewing and swallowing his toys now.
Yeah.
And Nika had quit doing that, so.
But they were talking about how dog walking injuries are more common than you think. There was 422,000 injuries that were treated over a period of, it says 2 decades. But that's a lot of injuries, though, for, depending, again, it depends. Ranger was a small Pekingese. He's not going to hurt anybody.
The only thing you could do is he'd stop in front of you. You could trip over him.
Yeah, right. He'd stop. And you're
but
not
I don't
paying
think
attention.
he could break your fingers from pulling too tight on the thing.
No, his legs were so short that
he couldn't get enough momentum there. I mean, even if he took off running, he'd hurt himself more than he hurt you.
And I'm not even sure he liked walking anyway, to be honest.
Oh, he
with you.
did like walking.
Did he?
Oh, he loved walking. You remember the boys used to walk him? I
don't remember them taking him for a walk, to be honest with you.
I used to make them when they wanted him. I'd say, it's whose turn it is. Is it to? And Nathan would always put him on the leash and go around a block and come back. But his legs were so short, 1 block was like sufficient.
Yeah, you'd have to, if you didn't went any further, you'd have to carry him home.
Yeah, if you went like a mile like I do with Rigby, you might be carrying him the whole way home.
They were talking about fractured fingers. You just talked about,
because if
they're a big enough dog.
If they're big enough and they take off real hard, you could grab and hurt your fingers.
Shoulder sprains, head injuries.
Dislocate my shoulder probably.
I think when the dog, obviously the first reaction is you want to obviously hold on, but sometimes it's better just to let go, even though you don't want the dog to take off.
But if you're in a lot of traffic, you're going to the vet then.
But if it's taking you down, I mean, you could end up with even more
injuries.
issues.
Yeah.
But anyway, they were talking about that. John Hopkins did this study for almost the last 19 years, and they were talking about traumatic brain injuries. We talked about fingers, shoulder sprains, a lot of strains. Those are all the people that went just from dog walking, which can happen because if you got a dog that sees something that's maybe not used to seeing on, maybe you go the same way.
Or a hunting dog that points it out and then goes for it.
Yeah, so be careful if you're walking your dog.
Oh, I have to see it and say no.
But if you don't see it and he sees it first, then he's going to surprise you.
Yes, and he's done that. He almost caught a rabbit going around the corner. It jumped out of a bush, and he almost has caught rabbits on our walks on a leash that's only 3 feet long.
Yeah.
Not even 3 feet long.
I guess you could train the dog, right, to take a walk. That'd be easier if you could train them.
You can train them to heel on their walks, too. I mean, a lot of people train their dogs to heel if I walk Rigby, he's gotten used to going my pace. Like if I set the pace, The first time we walk again, he kind of has to get into it. He kind of pulls me a lot. But if I would get him 2 or 3 days in a row, by the third time, he goes at my pace. But he'll go in front of me at my pace.
So you're saying you're saying it's continual. So the first day is a little bit.
Yeah, because he's
anxious.
excited because he hasn't gone for a while.
And then after that, it's okay.
Yeah, and then the first day he's anxious, he pulls on my arm, and I have to really watch and say, no, we're not hunting. No, we're not going after other dogs or cats. But then usually by the third day, I don't even have to say that. He just goes my pace. He knows my pace is it's a very light jog to him.
Right.
It's probably a trot to him. It's a jog to me.
Well,
it's a trot to him.
As he's gotten older, has it gotten better or not? We're still kind of in that. You still the
first day he just gets so excited
because he wants to go.
Yes, and he wants to go.
It's amazing how we've talked a lot about dogs on this show. I don't know how this happens.
I know because you don't like them.
But I like dogs. I mean, they're okay. Just as long as they're in somebody else's house, I'm perfect with it. But it's amazing how dogs know words. They know. Certainly, and if you say walk out, he's down by the door.
I said walk to Titus today, and he was upset with me
because you said it. Well, who was you saying it to?
I wanted him to go outside and go pee, and then I said, "Oh, it looks like a nice enough day that we could take and he walk." And
way to go, Tara.
He turned and looked at me like, "Hey, we going? I'll go."
Well, Terry got her first, well, I shouldn't say first, but as she's getting ready to retire and watch our new, Fenn, and then our new one along the way. So this is day one. Maybe you should take tomorrow off and do day two and see
if
what
I
it's like.
Many days in a row.
But he hasn't been feeling good. That's why Terry went. He's getting croup.
He really
all the
wheezed.
Time.
He really wheezed when he wanted me to chase him around the table, and I had to quit because he started wheezing so bad.
They say with the croup you got to keep him calm. That's the only way to keep him.
But it's hard to keep him calm.
He's going to be 2
wants
here
to run.
in 2 weeks, couple weeks. It's going to be 2.
And then Titus brought a toy and he wanted to play tug of wars and stuff. So when I started tugging with him, then he took off running like he wants to roughhouse too.
Fenn.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, that was Terry's adventure to Pittsburgh and back, and now we're sitting here on a beautiful sunny day doing our podcast.
Inside,
yeah. We're inside. It's gorgeous. We probably should have done this outside. We'll start doing them outside.
That would be
here
nice.
as the summer comes. So let's talk about. Let's find out how normal your routines and habits are. Okay. So, question number 1: how often do you make your bed? Every day? Only on weekdays, very rarely, or never?
Every day.
Every day we do. I'm going to click on that, and here are the results. 42% say every day. 33% said very rarely do they make their bed.
And that's lazy people.
16% said never, and 9% only on the weekdays. Not on the weekend, because maybe on the weekends they like to drum back in the sack.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When do you brush your teeth? Twice a day? Once a day? Rarely, when I remember.
Ooh, that's gross. You make a habit of it twice a day.
You do twice a day? Do you do twice a day?
I
know I do once a day.
I always get once a day.
I'd like to do two, but I do one.
When I'm dieting, I do better at twice a day because I brush my teeth, and then that makes me not want to eat again in the evening. Like if I go after dinner and brush my teeth, I found that helps me not eat again. Oh, I already brushed my teeth. I don't want to eat anything. Water only after that point.
Wasn't there we were watching, I'm trying to think, an exercise, a lady, I can't think of her name. You had a video that was
Denise Austin.
Denise Austin. Didn't she say that if you brush your teeth, it kind of takes, there was something about taking the hunger
away.
Do you remember that?
I don't know.
Somebody
I just
said
found that it helps me not eat again afterwards.
Well, she had said that there's something about brushing your teeth that makes it feel like it's like final, like especially in the evening where you're not going to, maybe I should try that. But anyway, let's at least say once a day then.
Oh, at least once a day.
Once a day. So the results are 64% said they do twice a day. Once a day is 30%. And then when I remember is 5%. And the 1% of people said rarely. Those are the people that probably only have like 2 teeth right now, maybe 3. How often do you wash your sheets? And this is going to be very telling for us.
I used to do it once a week.
Is it once a week?
But we are not
Every
good at
other
that
week?
anymore.
Once a month? When they start to smell.
Oh, no.
They don't smell, but I would say, just by memory, we used to do once a week. Then we went to every other week. I think we're like once a month now.
Yeah.
Which is kind of scary.
But.
And I think I better wait because that might be the next question. But our towels can be in there sometimes too.
Yeah.
Which they could stand up on their own.
We don't do them as often as we used to.
No.
Let's say
lately it's been like once a month.
Yeah.
So we're going to go with that.
Okay.
You ready? Okay, here's the results. Oh, well, we're in the top. We're number one.
Really?
Once a month, 38%. So we're right up there. Every other week is 30%. Once a week, 19%. When they start to smell, 13%. It depends on how busy you are.
And if we've been sick. I do better if we've been sick.
That's
if
true.
You've been sick or I've been sick, then we do strip them. As soon as the fevers broke, we seem to strip them and rewash. And this winter, I've been sick a lot, but it's been sinuses or something you can't catch. But if I ran a fever, we did strip them.
Yeah, let's make a small note. When we're sick, people out there, let me just say this. Especially when we're sick and we're sweating,
and we have
do
fevers
change
and stuff like that.
Because doesn't it feel like once you get over that sickness, over that hump, if you will, you don't want to get back in those sheets. You got to feel fresh.
Sheets, yeah. So you want that fresh, downy smell to them.
Yes.
You have to have that.
Do we do downy?
No,
I don't think so.
But
we do generic.
We do. Well, we do whatever. I've done
Whatever's
snuggle and whatever. But
Yeah. So anyway, okay. Next question. Ready? Vacuuming. What's your routine? Now this is me. This is all me.
This is the robot.
Well, yeah, but
you have to start the robot.
Well, I know, but
you do it 2 or 3 times a week.
Downstairs, I don't use it downstairs. I just use it upstairs. But no, I don't do it. It depends.
Upstairs, you do it more than once a week.
It depends. I haven't done it at all this week yet.
Yes, sir.
No, I have. Oh, yes, I did.
Yes, sir. All the chairs
were
stacked
why?
up
Because
yesterday.
the dog was here, and that's why I did it.
Okay.
Because I'll do it twice a week depending on if the dogs are here and they're shedding. Then I might do it twice a week. But anyway,
do it 3 times a week if they were here.
I
shedding
would.
In between.
Probably every night. What's your routine on vacuuming? This is me. This is my department. I vacuum weekly. I vacuum if I see physical dirt. I vacuum only when I'm expecting company. I just sweep it out of sight. Well, I don't do that. It doesn't say on here. This says weekly. I also vacuum when I see physical dirt, but that might be the same day as I vacuum.
Yeah, I know.
In case
you
I
can
missed
do it
something.
2 or 3 times a day.
But I'm going to go with the weekly because I have
you
a
do
routine.
it more than once a week.
Yeah, people are going to find out that I do have a routine that I take Mondays and Tuesdays, depending on what the dogs are here. Well, I did the machine.
Monday you did it.
Did it Monday because
Titus was here.
But
which he should have brought Rigby too.
Yeah, whatever. All right, so 41% weekly. Vacuum weekly, I'm number 1. Physical, if you see the physical dirt, 34% is number 2. I vacuum only when I'm expecting company, 17%, and I just sweep it out of sight, 8%. That would be kind of scary to sweep it out of sight because it's going to build up eventually. If you put it underneath the couch
or underneath the refrigerator,
you might have something growing under there. These are normal routines. How normal are you? Do you feel like you're in the normal routine, or is this, is this something out of the normal? So how often do you empty or clean out your fridge?
Not enough.
I wipe that sucker down weekly. That's a monthly task for me. Only when there's a spill or I smell something. I might use a Lysol wipe now and then. So
I would say once a month.
I think it's once a month. Yeah, I do. We now, you did clean the one down here a little bit because your kombucha
My kombucha
was
was
leaking.
leaking.
Oh, I don't want to tell you, and I want to. This is something we can do, maybe for a test. Lay's has come out with a potato chip that tastes like a sandwich. They have BLT. They have.
We got to try it.
So we got to find. They
So
say
we
it's
need
everywhere.
taste testers, and you know what we need to do? Not tell them what it is, and see
Yeah,
what
see if they can
say
tell
it tests.
what's in it.
And yes,
Yes. So
So you and I would only know
I-
the flavors we bought, and see if they can guess what flavor it is.
I wrote down the list.
Okay.
So we'll have to go to probably Giant Eagles. That's probably we're gonna have to get them because
Okay.
or maybe
that
Walmart.
can be one of ours this
Yeah,
summer. I
so-
think this summer we should have like half an hour ones
Yeah.
and have
Do the
taste
food
tests.
things.
Yeah, do food things almost
Also,
every time.
here's another one. Write this down. Are you writing this down? Okay.
I don't
I'm just
have
kidding.
a pen.
I'm just kidding. The other thing I was thinking, we could because you like to dunk cookies.
Oh,
and I
love
was thinking we should
dunkable
do
cookies. Which one's
what is
dunk
the
better?
best dunkable cookie.
Yes, we could do that too.
We could do that one.
Okay, we're thinking up
Yes.
some here.
So we're getting ready for our summer. Because
Summer,
we're coming up to our
yes.
summer routine, and if we can do little half-hour, shows and keep people
We
interested.
could compare ice cream bars too, like your Klondike.
Well, I'm
with
really-
that one we were buying.
I'm mad
I
because
wonder if we could find that one we were buying to compare it.
Sam's Club
Like
had
your
this.
little bunnies compared to Klondike,
Right.
compared to
I love Klondikes, but they had these little. Sam's Club was selling these, like double chocolate caramel.
Yeah, it's like a fudge dipped in chocolate. It's like a fudge first and then chocolate. It was really good.
But it was just the.
It was just small. It was like those little bunny ones that were smaller like that.
But it had a punch,
And
it
it
had the
was just
caramel.
enough
It was
to,
good.
yeah,
It got rid of that little. You needed that little sugar
Yeah.
boost or whatever. Okay. So anyway, I just wanted to tell you that before I forget. So remind me of that.
Okay.
We said fridge. So we're both agree about once a month.
Well, yeah.
So that's a monthly task. This is kind of surprising. Only when there's a spill or I smell something is number one,
I would think so.
47%. That's a monthly job is number two, 31%. I might use a Lysol wipe now and then, 13%. And I wipe that sucker down weekly. I know we don't do it weekly.
Oh, I don't do it weekly unless I spill something twice
Yeah.
in one. You know what I mean?
Right.
2 weeks in a row.
Hey, you people at home, you can play along. Talk to yourselves or whatever, or your significant other. How often do you
do this, yeah.
do this? Are you in the normal
Are
range?
you,
or,
are you below,
thinking,
or do you need to get up to par now?
How often do you bathe, shower or bathe? So how often do you take a shower?
Well, does a spit bath count? I
that's-
call a spit bath bathing in my sink.
So it's every day, a few times a week. Only when I start to smell. It varies based on my activity level that week.
I mean,
So I am every day.
I every day I wash down in some way.
Terry would tell you I used to be twice a day
Oh
before
yeah, you used to be
before
a
I became
twice a
smarter.
day.
I was really stupid.
Twice a day shower used to be, but I like with my makeup. Because a lot of times, even if I wash my face at night before I go to bed, it still has all that little mascara stuff, and I'm always using that
Yeah.
wipe, that makeup
Yeah.
rag,
Right.
rag for my face. Do that every day, every morning,
Do you wash your crotchy
and I
stuff?
wash that every
Gotta wash your
morning.
coochie.
Yeah, I just I don't feel right if I don't do it.
Yeah.
It's like if you got to work and you forgot to brush your teeth and you feel like,
Oh, that is
yuck,
horrible. That
all
is the
day.
worst.
Well, I feel that way with my pits and that too. So
That is the worst. I
you
get
got
to work and I
feel
forgot to
clean and not sticky.
not
in
sticky.
those
It don't be
places.
sticky. So all right. So our answer is how often do you bathe, shower, whatever. Ours is going to be every day. I know mine's every day.
You actually get in the physical shower every day. If I
Yes.
don't want to mess my hair up, like say I did my hair a certain way, I don't
you
want to
don't-
get the shower, even the spray of the shower
right.
on it.
You do a spit.
Then I,
yeah,
then
it's like
I
a spit
call it a
bath.
spit bath.
So every day is 59%. That's number one. A few times a week is number two at 28%. It varies based on my activity level, 12%. Only when I start to smell, only 1%. And sometimes you can tell who those 1% are.
Oh, God. I know that. I know I worked with some of them
So
at school.
you know.
Yeah. Because
All
I
right.
would say, did anyone tell this kid that he needs a wash rag?
Yeah. Remember that? Well, I don't want to bring it up because it just gives me the EBs. We used to work at Foodland, and there was a family.
that came in.
That
the crust in the pantyhose.
Oh,
You
it
remember
was
the crust
so
in the pantyhose that it
nasty.
would-
We would throw free soap bars in their bag just to give them the hint. You know, you'd think you get the hint when everybody's walking around behind them with Lysol spray, but apparently, or whatever smell you could get, it was awful. It was bad. I don't know if they didn't have water or what. It was just giving me, just thinking about it's giving me the little mini
they
throw-ups.
didn't
Let's get back to our normal routine.
believe in bathing daily anyhow.
Yes. Do you exercise regularly? I break a sweat daily. I get my blood pumping a few times a week. I exercise when I remember. Does going to the kitchen for snacks between Netflix shows count?
I can still say, even though I haven't been getting up with you, I exercise daily. This weekend I did not, but at work I take my mile walk. So I take a mile walk 5 days a week.
Yes.
And then on the weekend, even if I didn't get on the treadmill, we go shopping and we,
I exercise every day.
yeah.
Now, I will say this weekend, we had a busy weekend. We did a lot of work.
We did
around
work
this place.
outside
Yeah.
instead of being on the treadmill
Yeah.
and stuff.
But I do every day, and you stretch. You're always doing back
I
stretches.
do my back
you know.
stretches religiously and my mile walk at work.
So, I mean, you could go, you get your blood pumping a few times a week, but mainly, though, your walk is every day.
Yes.
So I know it's every day for me, so I'm going to say every day. Number one, I get my blood pumping a few times a week. So that's number one. Does going to the kitchen for snacks in between Netflix shows is number two.
So we're in the minority.
We're in the
here.
minority. I exercise what I remember is 19%. I break a sweat every day, 17%. So Nathan, Alexis, and us usually. And those of you out there that maybe you exercise every day, God bless you. Even if
need
it's
to.
walk, and even if it's just walking, it doesn't matter. I'm not even sure the breaking sweat thing. I think if it's just you get out and you try to get, while you're eating your ho-ho, you're getting out there and you're, in fact, we're going to talk about, in fact, I'm going to bring that up.
I actually remember to call my mom even though I wasn't walking today.
Okay. So we're going to talk about food and labels. We'll talk about that. This kind of works out. Maybe we'll save it for the second half, but we're still going with our normal questions. You ready?
Yep.
Do you always start your day with breakfast? I make myself a yummy meal every morning. Depends on how much time I have that morning. I'm more likely to grab a bar or drink a shake. Yep, I don't do that.
I eat on the go. I do get some type of breakfast once I get to work. I get my cup of tea. And I have either a boiled egg. When I'm making the muffins, I'll have a muffin or a boiled egg or oatmeal with blueberries or whatever.
The big thing right now that's going around is a lot of people are doing the fasting. But I'm not sure, because then I hear the other side of it, that you should have something in the morning. You should have a breakfast of some sort, some kind of protein.
Well, even the diet I was on, he had some kind of protein in the morning.
I have not had breakfast. I don't have breakfast every day. It just depends. Now, with work, there's always
You
something
get there and there's donuts
Yeah, there's
everywhere.
always
Like
something
Monday, there was donuts everywhere.
Like there's going to be bagel sandwiches and egg McMuffin sandwiches tomorrow. There was some today. I didn't have any
Come to
today.
work with you tomorrow?
I know, it's every day. But I don't make myself a yummy meal. We don't do that. Right? I mean, we haven't done it.
No, we do on the weekends.
Well,
we go out
we went to Bob
breakfast.
Evans.
Yeah.
We did. Yeah.
But we have a good hearty breakfast when we go
Oh,
there.
it's hearty. It's that
eggs and some
is it
kind
called?
of breakfast meat.
family, feast. So what is
Farmers.
called? Farmers.
Choice.
Yes, Farmer's Choice. I almost said market.
It's
like a market.
2 eggs plus your whatever breakfast
The bacon
meat that you want.
sausage, hash browns, or home fries.
And then
you get to pick up if you want
pancakes or
pancakes.
French toast too.
And we do it all, baby.
So
Well, you didn't this last time though. You didn't do it the last
no,
time.
I had a skillet or an omelet or something.
So breakfast, I don't know what I don't do it every day. It says depends on how much
Most
time I
days.
have. But you make something, but not.
Most days I eat
Would-
something.
Would you say I'm more likely to grab a bar or drink a shake? Or depends on how much time I have in that morning. I make myself a yummy meal. It's not a yummy meal.
No, because even when I was on the diet, I was doing those little waffles and I made the time to make them. You know what I mean? But sometimes I ate them on the go too. I put something on that and eat it in the car on the way to work.
Yeah, I don't know how to answer this really, to be honest, for myself.
Probably depends on how much time I have.
Let's go with that one. The number one is depends on how much time I have in the mornings, 30%. I don't do that is number two, 27%. I make myself a yummy meal is number three, 26%. This is really close, to be honest. And to grab a bar or drink is last at 17%.
Really? I would think that would have been like second.
Especially if you're on the go, if you're in a hurry a lot. When do you do your grocery shopping? Now, this is very interesting.
Terry and I used to do it whenever.
We've been doing this
since Zachary went to college. We've been doing it Saturday mornings.
Saturday mornings.
Or early.
Yes.
Earlier the better, and COVID screwed us all up.
Well, maybe some people do online now because they can order online. So when do you do your grocery shopping? I'm constantly running to the store for a couple things. I meal plan for the week and trek to the store once a week. I only shop at the grocery store once a month or so. I order my groceries online for delivery, which a lot of people are doing nowadays. That could be up there because that seems, if you don't have a lot of time.
We usually go once a week.
But we're going once a week. So would you say, I plan for the week?
Yeah, because if I'm out of chicken or burger or whatever, that's when we get it.
Number one, I meal plan for the week and trek once a week. I'm constantly running to the store for a couple things at 34%. Number two, I only shop at the grocery store once a month. 12%, I order online, 11%. I thought it would be the last one would be a little bit higher. I don't know why. I thought
online.
Yeah, but I think it's probably a growing thing because you're not picking out your own fruit.
Yeah, they pick it for you.
They pick it for you, and someday robots are going to do it. So when you get those brown bananas, you can blame the robot when they do it. Do you practice self-care like meditation or yoga? Self-care is an important part of...
Would you say my stretches are that?
Yeah.
It's self-care because it's for my back.
I would say that, yes.
I do it because I have bad back.
So this is self-care is an important part of the daily routine.
Yes.
I'll throw on a face mask a couple times a week, to help the skin. I'll do something to chill out when I'm stressed. Is wine considered self-care?
My sister would consider it.
It can be. So I would say for you, the yoga, I don't, because you do stretching.
It's not yoga per se, but some of them are yoga stretches. The Cobra's in there.
I'm going to do that one. The number one is I'll do something to chill out when I'm stressed. Is wine considered self-care is number two at 24%. Daily routine, which is used 13%. I throw on a face mask once a week is 10%. So you're kind of in the middle there as far as the daily routine.
Yeah, most people don't do something every day.
I think we have two more. Are you an avid online shopper? I'm single-handedly funding Jeff Bezos' salary. I regularly shop online, but it's not a consistent thing. I order something online if I'm in a pinch. I always prefer to shop in store. Now, we've done both. I have ordered online.
And some things that I've gotten online, I have been very disappointed with.
The one thing we didn't get at all.
Yes, and the material sometimes is see-through, like if it's a shirt or clothes. And some of the clothes, look one way and you get them and they're not exactly what you thought they were.
Yeah.
So I quit shopping online for clothes because of that. Because if you order a white blouse and you can see totally through it and have to put another something underneath it, then that's not worth it to me.
You don't have to put anything underneath it.
No, okay, whatever.
I had been buying, especially when, I do that Mac discount. I've been buying some stuff for our grandson and for, getting it a little bit cheaper. So is that considered, I haven't done it in a lot other than I just want a potty chair. I should have bought a bigger one for someone I need later on as I'm getting older.
My mom still have hers.
I don't know. But anyway, I wouldn't say I'm single-handedly funding his salary.
No, that's definitely not us.
I'm going to say regularly shop online, but it's not consistent.
Yeah.
I'm going to use that one because I had to buy a part for the pool.
Yeah, and it depends on what it is.
Yeah, it
too.
does. It
Like if
does.
you know you have a Hayward pump and you can get a part for it online cheaper than you can in the store, or just as cheap, and it's going to come to your door the next day, why not?
Well, if they'll have it.
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't even have. You have to.
Yeah, a lot
get
of times you go to the pool store and they don't have the one you want.
Right.
But like I said, clothing I've been doing less and less online, and more at Sam's clearances when they get down to a few things, because the lady, when we go real early like that, I always say, can I take this and try it on? It's on sale. I don't want to have to bring it back and get another size, and there might not be another size when I get back. She says, yeah, go take, which pair and see which pair you, and so I'll try 2 styles on, and then I'll go and pick 2 or 3,
They should have a little room.
They should.
They should, but they don't.
I mean, because some of them run a lot bigger than others.
Yeah. So I picked, I shop online, but it's not consistent. That's number one.
Because my 8 still fit me, and what I bought last summer was 4s, and they fit me. So what size really am I?
It's kind of weird.
Uh-huh.
So that's number one, not a consistent thing. Order if I'm in a pinch is number 2. Funding Jeff Bezos' salary is number 3, 17%. I always prefer to shop in-store is last. And the final question, lastly, how often are you in the kitchen? I make homemade meals daily. I whip something up a couple times a week. I'll cook, but ramen noodles and spaghetti are usually on the menu. Wait, my kitchen has a stove? That's a question, but that's
the
on there.
first?
I make homemade meals daily.
Not daily.
I whip up something a couple times a week.
But I do more than a couple times a week. I'm right in between.
Yeah, we're
there.
in between because if it's a nice day, we cook out. We'll do pork chops.
I mean, I can't say I do cook, especially when grilling season's here, unless they consider grilling cooking a homemade meal.
Yeah, I know.
But I do make the things aside.
We do eat every day.
and we do eat, we do have a vegetable and a starch, not always. Sometimes we have 2 vegetables and a meat, especially when I'm trying to watch my weight.
I think we are in between. I'm going to say meals daily because we do have something daily.
Yeah, because we do have something daily, even if we cooked it out on the grill.
Because I say whip up something a couple times a week. It's more than that.
I mean, but we do an occasional pizza here or there.
We did Sunday.
But we don't even do that once a week.
We do
We
BLT.
used to do that out. Yeah.
Love our BLTs.
I mean,
something simple, especially with summer coming.
Yeah.
We'll be doing a lot of that.
We do some simple things, but
so number 1 is I'll whip up something up a couple times a week. It's 40%. Number 2 is
if it would have said 4 times a week, I'd have picked it.
Yeah. Homemade meals is number 2 though, 34%. I'll cook, but ramen noodles and spaghetti is on the menu as 3rd, and then wait, my kitchen has a stove is 6%. So some people don't even know their kitchen has a stove, and that is a normal routine. Where do you fall in the normal routine? Is it normal for you? Are you on the bottom of the scale or top of the scale? It's kind of fun to figure that out. So when we come back, we'll talk about food.
We are very routine people.
We
That's
are.
what that showed
We're
me.
we weren't in the bottom at all.
No,
we're
ever.
pretty much on the top.
We have our routines pretty well set.
When we come back, we're going to talk about if you knew how much exercise it would take to work off that food.
Those 3 cookies.
Would that help you? We'll talk about that coming up next. So you want to start a podcast, maybe you're listening to the show today and you're thinking to yourself, boy, that would be fun, and I have a lot of things I want to talk about. Maybe today is the day. Maybe you're looking for a new marketing channel, or you have a message that you'd like to share with the world, or you just think it would be fun to have a talk show. Now, it is a lot of fun just talking to your friends. Maybe you have ideas about sports, life, or whatever your passion is. Today's the day. Podcasting is easy, it's inexpensive, and it's a fun way to expand your reach online. And where should you go? Buzzsprout. It's hands down the easiest, and it's the best way to launch, promote, and track your podcast. And your show, believe it or not, can be online and listed in all the major podcast directories in minutes, like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcast, and you wouldn't believe how many more there are. And they make it simple to join all of them. Podcasting is not hard when you have the right partners, and Buzzsprout is the team to join. They are passionate about your success. You can join over 1,000 podcasters already using Buzzsprout. We're one of them. We've been on Buzzsprout from the beginning, and I'm so glad I joined up. I had a little bit of an issue, emailed a customer service rep, and they got back to me within 5 minutes, and they had me calm down. It wasn't that hard, and what I was doing was my fault. So here's all you got to do. Click on the link in the show notes. It tells Buzzsprout we sent you. You can support our show, and if you get a paid plan, you get a $20 gift certificate from Amazon. Now, here's some other things that Buzzsprout provides. Like, you get a great-looking podcast website. Now, a lot of people think, oh, I got to get a website, got to pay for that. No, you don't. They provide it for you. Also, they have audio players. Maybe you have a website, and all you want to do is promote your show on your own website. You can do that with their audio players, and you can also drop it into other websites and on Facebook or Twitter, and they help you do it all. Believe me, Buzzsprout is the way to go. They've helped me immensely, and I've had a lot of fun doing it. So maybe today is a day for you to start your podcast. And if you do, check out the link below in the show notes and get a $20 Amazon gift card. Welcome back to the second part of our show, and thank you so much for listening. We really do appreciate that. So we did our normal routine, and now we're going to talk about if you knew how much exercise it would take to whatever it is you're going to eat. And it would say, hey, if you eat this, it's going to take this to work that off. Do you think it would
make you more selective?
Deter you from eating that or be more selective?
Yeah.
Well, I have some examples. They were talking about, this is the time of year. It's summer. We put our bathing suits on. We're all a little bit, we tried all winter to, well, we all have the muffin tops. It's just, we try and try. But what would dissuade you more? Knowing that you're eating 475 calories or knowing to burn it off, you'd have to do 2 hours of housework. So if you ate something that was 475 calories, you'd have to do at least 2 hours of housework just to burn that off. That's just that one particular thing.
How many miles on the treadmill?
Well, it doesn't say that. It would be the calories. Yours doesn't say calories, right?
I think it might. I don't know. I don't pay attention to that.
So if that scares
it doesn't take a lot. When you're walking, it doesn't take a lot of calories off.
Not really. Not as much. Because even riding the bike, I will ride for a half an hour, and I usually only reach about 100 and
some calories.
120.
Yeah, like I do.
On a good day,
I
120.
do 2 miles, and and
it's 5 miles.
Yeah.
And I'm only getting 120 calories. So it's not even the ding dong I had first thing in the morning. So, okay, here we go. So a Big Mac is 490 calories. So in order to work the Big Mac off, you would have to mow the lawn for 75 minutes.
That's awful.
75 just to do the Big Mac now. That's 490 calories.
That's not including your fries and your Coke.
That is true. Well, if you get a Diet Coke, I guess that helps.
I don't know. Diet.
Give me 2 Big Macs and a Diet Coke. Right. So anyway, a candy bar. Basic candy bar, 260 calories. This one makes no sense to me, but I'll tell you what they said you would have to do to work that off. 2.5 hours of watering the garden. Now, aren't you just standing there holding the hose? You could pee
if you have
2 seconds.
2.5 hours of garden to water, you've got acreage, hon.
That's what I mean. It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense.
Especially our garden, because you could stand at the end and just spray it. You're not moving.
I know, you wouldn't have.
You wouldn't have to move.
So like I said, you have acreage to water, then,
Well, if that's the case, you get an airplane come by with the water on it and just have it dump it. If you have to do that much. That just seems a little odd.
Yeah,
that they would pick that.
2.5 hours?
Of watering the garden.
In other words, you'd have to be out there 2.5 hours doing gardening work or some kind of work, walking in the, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I mean. It just doesn't
bending,
make sense.
squatting, up and down, whatever.
Couldn't you do like 20 minutes of, good old, Randy stuff? Wouldn't that be better? I mean, 20 minutes. I didn't say 2 hours.
I know. 20 minutes sounds
If
more
you took
doable.
too many Viagra, that would, that'd be 4 hours of
You might find
of
yourself
ring
locked
toss.
in
Yeah.
another room
you'd
away
be doing
from
ring
me.
toss the whole time. Okay, so a slice of pizza, double pepperoni. This is from Pizza Hut. 276 calories. And it says you could coach a football team for an hour. Again, that doesn't make any sense to me. Unless if you're moving, you're walking the fields, you're doing with different groups.
But I've seen some coaches just tell them what to do and stand there.
Yeah, and watch them. Make sure they're doing it right. That's what seemed a little odd. Oh, that was a blueberry muffin. That's what it was from Starbucks. Was 475 calories.
Starbucks is the worst. Their cappuccinos
Well,
and that have
how much is
their
that,
double
too?
mochas have more calories than anything else. Like they have more sugar in them than your Cokes and everything. Like
Yeah.
your Coke. And that's why, everyone says coffee's good for you and coffee is supposed to be good for you, but if you're getting it at Starbucks, you're getting way too much sugar.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's just. I just wondered, do you think it would deter you a little bit if it did tell you like, hey, you're
Yeah,
gonna.
you have to work out for an hour for this. Yeah.
I think it'd make you think twice, but then you wouldn't eat anything because anything you put in your mouth is
Yeah, because some healthy things are high in calories also.
Of course, we did have some. Well, we do know we were talking about Dunkin' cookies. What we do know is that even though the double stuffed Elf, what are they
Like
called?
shortbread
cookies are really good, but they're not really.
They don't soak up your milk very good.
No, they're not. Yeah, they're not very. Yeah, they don't. See, we're on this food kick, so I'm going to do more food. You ready?
Yep.
These are foods that taste good, hot or cold.
Chicken.
Fried chicken's on there. What else is good,
Pizza.
hot or cold?
Pizza.
I think I've eaten cold pizza. It's okay. It's not on the list, but it's okay.
It's not on the list?
No.
I'm surprised.
It might have been. If
I
there's
bet a lot of people
longer
eat cold
list.
pizza.
This is only
People
5
get up in the
things.
middle of the night, they're hungry, they grab a piece of cold pizza out of the refrigerator and off they go.
Well, this is only 5 things, so I mean
Okay.
it could be on there. It's just
Yeah.
that it's not on there
It's
right
not
at the
in the
moment.
top 5.
Yeah. So you said fried chicken's on there. You said pizza, and I think pizza. A lot of people would agree, like pizza, hot or cold. Chocolate chip cookies is on the list.
Hot or cold? Yeah. I mean, yeah, because fresh from the oven, they're gooey and ooey and yummy. And,
Brownies, same way.
Yeah.
Hot or cold.
Oh, yeah.
I can eat a brownie.
Or brownie sundae. Yeah. Do it either way. I'm there.
Now, this is weird. Salmon?
Yeah, some
Fish?
people like salmon, like
Cold?
a salmon, like Dunlap, like tuna, like a tuna fish
Oh.
sandwich. So,
Okay. All right.
so you could have like a
I
tuna
didn't think of
salad,
that.
like a chicken salad. You know how we like
Yeah.
chicken? We like chicken salad the same as we like chicken. Like I put the mayonnaise and the onion and celery in it, and we make it chicken salad sandwiches too.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. I guess that's possible. Lastly, sandwiches. And I think that makes sense because if you go to Subway,
Hot roast beef with
you could
gravy
you want
over,
it-
or you can have a roast beef sandwich with lettuce and cheese.
right?
And,
So you
yeah.
can go either way.
Mhm.
You can do the Italian and have the bread, heated up, or you can do it
Yeah.
cold and it still taste really good. So I guess in that case, sandwiches. I was trying to think of things that are not on the list that is good, hot or cold, and I'm blanking on foods that I have eaten one or the other. Other than these obviously goodies, because you think about the brownies.
A
and
lot of the
chocolate chip
goodies.
cookies.
You know what else could make that list is a cinnamon roll or monkey bread.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think
'cause
that
they're
could be good, hot or cold.
cold.
Yes, I agree with that. Yeah, definitely. Because if there's nothing around, even if there's not a microwave around, you're still going to eat
Oh yeah.
the
I like
brown
unroll it and eat all
the cinnamon.
the
Oh,
cinnamon, yeah.
absolutely. Now I will say, we like to make donuts, and the
They're not
cinnamon
very
donuts
good
are not as good cold.
Cold. No.
They're not as good, and I've had some leftovers. And
We
it's
will
just-
eat them, but
I'll eat
they're
them,
not as good.
but they're not as good coming out of that air fryer. Or I've never tried the air fryer.
Oh, we could try that.
I don't
We'll
know.
have to
Would it
try
work?
that. I don't know what to try. You spray oil on it, so I wouldn't.
Yeah, but coming out of the
What to
fryer.
try that one time?
we might have to as a test. We could do it as a test
it'd be less messy.
for the show. Yeah, well, yeah, it should be.
And if they
Well, it
would
should
get
be-
one for our vacation cottage, then we could do our donuts right in the air fryer.
She will know. I mean, what was I going to say? I lost it.
I don't
What
know,
was you
but you'd
saying?
probably have to do 3 at a time because they'd
I
swell
know.
up.
It would be better for you. 'Cause
Oh
you don't
yeah,
have
it
the
would
oil.
be because the oil. Did you just have oil on the outside?
Well, yeah, just enough to keep. Yeah.
Keep it to
Well, I see people make donuts in their air fryer. I just have to. They make their own dough.
yeah.
So it should be a way to do that. So if you can think of any other food that tastes good, hot or cold, we could come back to that. So that's our food section. We did a lot of stuff on food and normal routines. If you have some say over your work schedule, and would you try and move up your start time or your end time, or would you keep it where it is? So in other words, if you had,
I like getting done early.
so you'd be more of,
I'm a 7
Get
to
up-
3, and I like
yeah.
it.
See, I'm a morning person. I've always been.
Well, I've
more
learned
productive.
to be a morning person being married to you.
Well, sometimes it doesn't work that way, though.
I know.
Right? I mean,
Some
sometimes
people-
people just
yeah,
like
I
they stay
know.
in their routine. Luckily, you were willing to do that. Because it would really be tough. Because
If I stayed up till 10 or 11 every night, like when I worked at the bank, I won't work 9 to 5. I would stay up till 10 or I would stay up later because I didn't have to get up at 5 in the morning.
I think it would be tough because I do not like going to the stores after 10.
And remember when Ranger was little, he learned to go out at 4 or 5 in the morning because you were up. And
I was
he
going to
heard
work,
you.
though. Yeah, I was heading to
You
work.
heard, he heard you, and so then we always had to get up early with the dog because he was used to going to the bathroom at that time.
So they did this research, and the most productive time of the day, of the workday, is 10:30 a.m. That's the most productive time.
Oh, by then I'm winded down.
And once 3:30 comes, they say
I'm
people
home.
lose focus and they start planning what they intend to do after work. The problem is, like yesterday, we tilled the garden, which wasn't something we planned on, but I'm glad we did it because in the rain, we planted some. But I'm not very good at coming home and trying to get into. If it's just cutting the grass, I'll do it. I'm not crazy about it, but I don't want to do it on the weekends.
Yeah,
So I force myself to do it
on
in the
Wednesday or
evenings
Thursday.
because I'm going to do it this week like that. That's just me. I don't want to. I want to take the weekends, especially with the pool. Eventually, that's where our weekends are going to be down there and trying to be down there. Although we have a busy summer, we got weddings, we got showers,
Vacations.
we got birthdays, we got lots of stuff going on. But so a lot of people say 10:30 most productive, 3:30 it's like cool down. I like that cool down part
I'd
of
say
it.
my most productive is like from 9:30 to 10, or maybe before 9:30, from 9, 8:30, 9 o'clock, because that's when I'm doing reports and printing,
Yeah.
printing stuff and getting my stuff all done for the day.
So Terry and I went to this expensive restaurant, and it was really good. I mean, the food was fantastic. It was very expensive, but I had a gift certificate. I think I talked about this the last time. And a lot of restaurants serve you bread. And I always wondered, did you ever wonder why restaurants offer you a free basket of bread?
To fill up on before you get your meal.
Yeah, I always wondered about, and it's always so good.
Mm-hmm. They had a nice Italian bread with the olive oil and the
It was really good.
spices to
And then
dump it in. Yeah.
What restaurant has the cinnamon,
Is
it's
that
more of a-
Texas Roadhouse?
is it Texas Roadhouse, I think?
It's a
has a
bun with the
spreadable-
cinnamon. Yeah, it's like a cinnamon butter.
I think it is
I think
Texas Roadhouse.
Yeah,
And then Longhorn has just the bread, the little loaf,
yeah. The
and you cut it,
Mm-hmm.
and you just put the butter on it. Who does the breadsticks? Is that Olive Garden? Does breadsticks,
Maybe.
I think. But from a business standpoint, some people say it doesn't really make sense if you give customers a chance to fill up on bread and they haven't paid for it before they eat the meals. Seems kind of dumb. But the reason makes sense. Customers are pains in the butt when they're waiting. This is according to an industry expert. And bread essentially helps them keep them quiet and patient while they wait at their table. That basket of bread or chips or breadsticks, depending on where you go, helps ward off the hangriness. And you know how tempers can flare, especially nowadays when you're starving. So free baskets of bread equal happy, not angry customers. So that
And I'm
is one
sure
of the reasons.
they put it right into the price of the meal.
Now, I had said earlier, you spend money when you're in this type of mood. So I want to get to this before I get to the last question. And that is, Sarah, if you're in a certain kind of mood, do you find yourself spending more money
When I'm
depending
hungry
on
at
the
the
mood?
grocery store.
Okay, when you're hungry.
Hungry at the grocery
And
store.
they say, grocery store, and grocery store shopping when you're hungry is a no-no. And that's true.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Scientists also say that when you're sad and you're shopping, it can burst your bubble too. Apparently, Carnegie Mellon, not very far from here, university, had participants watch a sad video clip. And after they offered more than 3 times as much for a bottle of water than those who viewed a neutral clip from a documentary, results showed that participants who were feeling blue had a high level of self-focus, were the biggest spenders. So they were the ones, they felt sad, spent more money. See, that would make me sad knowing I spent 3 times more on the bottle of water than I didn't need to.
Yeah.
But I can't think of a time when I was sad and I spent money. I don't know. Maybe
Not unless it was for a funeral.
I do know when we go to the grocery store and I'm hungry.
Oh, yeah.
Everything looks fantastic.
And we
Even the organic
it in
food
there. Mhm.
looks fantastic. Price-wise, it doesn't. Of course, everything costs a lot of money, except for cheap food, except for the junk food. Especially if you go to like Big Lots, Gabe's, and you pick up,
all the junk.
or even Aldi's has those, you'd have me buy those cinnamon things, which I haven't broke into yet.
Oh, I'm proud of you.
I have not done it.
I'm surprised.
I don't want to go bad either. You know what I mean? I don't want to go bad. Last question for our podcast. This is it. Would you quit your job? I know the answer to this. If you won the lottery,
Yes.
does it depend on how much?
I don't even have to win the lottery. I'm already.
Well, I know you're
talking about
retiring.
it.
I know that. So if you're you quit your job instantly, or would it? Let's say you weren't retiring.
Well,
Would it depend on how
and I
much
think
money?
for a lot of people, it depends on how much they won.
Yeah, that's what I was
I
thinking
mean,
too.
if you don't win enough to pay for insurance, for health insurance for yourself for quite a few years, how are you going to quit?
Yeah. So you did the survey.
Right now, I don't see how anyone can go without health insurance. It's too expensive.
Right.
But even some people's health insurance is really crappy.
Yeah. I mean, 64% said yes. I think the majority of people are going to say,
Yeah,
if I
they're
hit the lottery,
thinking
I'm out.
they're hitting a
But
big
I
amount.
also think you're right that a lot of them would probably ask the question, well, how much did I win?
Yeah.
Now, $1 million, and you were in your, like we are, in our 50s,
Or 40s. I think I could make it.
yeah, we could do it. I think we could do it.
I could stay where I'm at.
Because we're thrifty, and I think
Yes.
that's the thing. You have to think.
I think
thrifty.
a lot of people think $1 million will last them their whole lives, and they go buy a great big house and cars and this and that. Well, that doesn't work that way. I mean, you have to think about what you have to do for life for the next 10 to 20 years, and
$1 million
your health insurance, your
is not going to keep your whole family. You know, it's
in
just not
high
gonna
stuff. No,
you're going to have to think of it as
unless you
almost-
have a business in mind that you could put that money into. That's a big money maker.
Yeah.
I think if you had $1 million idea that you could spend your money on, and that way all your family would be employed by that business because it's a big money maker, then you would be okay.
If you do it right, I think if you put the money in the right markets and stuff,
Yes.
then you could hopefully make enough money interest-wise
To pay
help
your
with certain
monthly
things.
expenses.
where if you would give yourself, say, I'm only taking this much money per month,
Right.
you'd have to put yourself, even with $1 million, I think you'd have to put yourself on a budget. I
Right.
think, not, especially nowadays.
Oh, I know people think they can go buy a brand new car and a brand new house, and most of it's gone.
Maybe
and
you
then they don't
can
have.
if you don't buy a Lamborghini.
Yes, right.
Right?
But
That depends too. 24% said no, and 12% said not sure. But again, I think it depends. If you're hitting the big lottery for $400 million, well, happy New Year happy birthday to everybody.
Oh yeah, because then I'd be helping my kids.
You know.
400 million, I'd be helping my kids.
We
and
would be,
everything.
having our, we'd have our place down in Nags Head. We'd have,
Oh yeah, I'd be buying a vacation
private plane
home.
to get to and from.
I would be buying, yeah,
No, but I mean, I think there is a number
or
for me.
be like Dallas and buy a mansion for
Yes.
us all to live in
Yes.
with the big
Who
pool.
would be J.R. Ewing? Who could pull
you
that
know
off?
what I mean? And then, then we could each have a wing. Each of the kids have
Yes.
a wing for them and their kids. And
then we all meet
I
for
can be
dinner
by
at a
the,
big,
yes,
long
and
table.
yes, and someone else cooked it for me.
Yes, someone else would cook it. Absolutely. Absolutely. No doubt about it. Boy, the dreams. Oh, the dreams we have.
And then I could be by the pool with all the grandkids.
Yes. Oh, man. I think there's times you lay in bed, you just think, oh, what would it be nice? What would it be like? And I think it'd be scary to have too much money
Yeah,
because
'cause I
you'd have
think
so many people knocking on your door.
Oh, yeah. And people were.
Friends you didn't even know you had. They weren't really friends. They just popped out of nowhere. Family members that came from anywhere and everywhere.
People expect things.
So, yeah, I mean, I think I would try and keep it quiet. I don't know how easy that would be, but I would say
I wouldn't tell everyone just because
if I had enough,
I know there's some people in our life that come knocking on our door.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, I would help you if I won.
Yeah, maybe.
Couldn't you hear someone saying that?
Maybe. I don't know. It depends.
If I won, I would help you.
It would. Well, yeah. There's always going to be that. It doesn't have to be. It could be anybody.
Oh yeah, it wouldn't have to be family.
Yeah, it could be anybody.
Yeah.
So, all right. So yeah, we're going to retire if we hit the lottery, but it depends. Terry's retiring anyway, so she already hit the lottery. Lucky you. I could retire. No problem. I'm ready. I'm ready to go right now.
But my retiring is doing without. But we made a decision when our kids were born, and I did without for 4 or 5 years and didn't work, or I worked part-time, or,
Yeah, we'll be fine. It'll be good. So that's it. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook or Twitter, Just Talking Out Loud. We are on all kinds of different platforms, so share us. If you're on Spotify, share the link. Have your friends, Facebook, whatever. Share the link. I know I send out little tidbits like twice. I try to do twice or 3 times a week. So please share us up, and we appreciate that. Also, you can contact us on Spotify. We're going to try and. I started asking some questions. I haven't really been on there enough to check. They probably have answered, and I haven't done it. So you can check us out there, and let's see, Facebook, Twitter. Oh, don't forget to subscribe. Every Monday we have a new episode, so don't forget to do that. And if you need to contact us, we have Facebook, Just Talking Out Loud, Twitter. We're on all of those too. So thank you so much for listening, and we are out.
Have a blessed week.
Thank you for listening. We hope you enjoyed today's show.